Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. In today's video, we are going to be reading only romance books for 24 hours straight as a romance hater. If I were in that situation, people would know. So many thoughts. I don't even know where to begin. Honestly, the whole book is so toxic and so just like will they, won't they? That really got me because that is, oh my God, not me tearing up. I'm not a romance hater, okay? That might be a little bit extreme, but I definitely don't like romance books as much as it feels like other people do. I see a lot of book talk videos. I watch a lot of booktubers. For a while, I felt like there was something wrong with me. I was like, why do I not like these books as much as all these other people? But I just think my book tastes are different. I do read romance books, but most of the time when I read them, they're always just like 3 stars. It's very rare that I give a romance book 4 stars or 5 stars. And I don't like this about myself. I don't like that for some reason, books that have happy endings don't speak to me. I like sad music and I like sad endings. I love a book with romance. Normal People, for example, that is a book filled with relationship stuff, but it's not a romance book. Like, it's not tied up in a perfect bow. That's my kind of book. I don't like a happy ending. I don't know what that says about me. My goal in this video is to find a book that is not just 3 stars. We are going to be reading for 24 hours straight. We are not going to be staying up for 24 hours straight because I'm quite literally too old for that shit. So we're gonna be setting a timer and I'm going to be hitting start every single time that I'm reading and stop every single time that I'm not reading. We're gonna see how many books I can get through in that amount of time, and we're gonna see if I can become a little bit less of a hater. I'm not a hater. A little bit. I'm a little bit of a hater. It's so dark in this house because it's about to start completely storming outside. I normally don't turn on this light until it's like nighttime because it's like bright enough in here with the natural light. It's about to start pouring any second, which is good reading weather, but bad because I do have to go to a workout class in like 2-ish hours, so that's not gonna be fun to do that. I have to admit, okay, I'm kind of nervous to make this video because people get very intense and very protective over their book tastes and their opinions of books that they think are 5 stars, 6 stars, and I am kind of scared. I'm scared I'm gonna hurt someone's feelings. I'm so sorry in advance, but that's what's fun, okay? I have my book taste, you have your book taste. I might not like a book that you're obsessed with, you might not like a book that I'm obsessed with, and that's fine. The book I'm about to read, I'm like kind of scared to not like this book because one time I read Beach Read by Emily Henry and I think a girl like tweeted about it. And she was like, this girl fucking sucks. And I was like, okay. Sometimes I don't like someone's favorite book. You might hate my favorite book. I think the fun of following people online is like following people with different tastes from you. I follow so many girls that like have completely different book tastes from me. Like, I've read a book that they've recommended and I haven't liked it, and that's fine. I've read a book that they haven't liked and it's been one of my favorite books. And when they rate it low, I'm like, that's crazy because I thought that book was so good. I do need to shut up with the disclaimers. Okay, we're all adults here. We understand people have different opinions on books. No worries. That being said, I would still like to know your opinions, okay? If you disagree with me, I would like to know that. Just don't get hostile. The first book that we are going to start reading in this 24-hour challenge is some people's favorite book by this author, and some people's favorite book, period. We are going to be reading Happy Place by Emily Henry, okay? I don't have the book cover jacket for this, so you can see it there, Happy Place by Emily Henry. I've read like 3.5 books by Emily Henry, okay? I've read Beach Read, I've read Book Lovers, and I've read Funny Story, and then I DNF'd People We Meet on Vacation. A lot of you have read this book and you already know what it's about, but for those of you who don't know what it's about, our main characters are Harriet and Wynne, and they recently broke up, but they're pretending to still be together while they're on this vacation with their friends so they don't ruin the vibe. I'm gonna start this book, I'm gonna start the timer. I do have to leave for a workout class pretty soon, so we're not gonna get that far in, but we'll at least, you know, get a chapter or 2 in. I've been reading for like an hour and 10 minutes, and I think I'm around like page 80, not quite at 100 yet, and so far, so good. I do love the fake dating trope. Like, that is a trope in romance books that I gravitate towards, like The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. That's a book that I rated 4 stars. This book is a little bit of fake dating in a completely different way, but I think it's a trope that I gravitate towards, so I'm positive. And I don't really know why. I mean, I think maybe it's because it's inherently funny picturing 2 people who aren't together pretending to be together in front of people who know them really well. It's like, okay, their body language would immediately give themselves away. Like, you cannot fake body language. The mouth lies, the body does not. I just feel like if I were in that situation, people would know. People would know immediately. But I think that's kind of the catch, is that their body language would give themselves away, but because they have dated before, like this couple has dated for years and years and years, like they can fake it because they're so comfortable with each other and they also probably still like each other. Same with other books, like The Love Hypothesis. It's like, okay, you think that they would be uncomfortable around each other, but they actually secretly are into each other. So they are more more natural than what you would be if you genuinely did not like the person. As it turns out, the workout class that I thought I had scheduled today, actually scheduled for next week, okay? Exactly 7 days from today. Got it wrong. We'll go on a walk a little bit later to get outside, but I'm gonna make lunch right now and keep reading. All we have left is the heel of the bread. So it's gonna be an ugly sandwich, but it'll taste good. We're at the end of the bread, we're at the end of the chips. We need to go to the grocery store, okay? I'm gonna go to the grocery store later because we're out of a lot of things, if you can't tell. Turkey and pimento sandwiches are just such a summertime thing for me. Like, it's such a childhood summertime memory. You know when you make sandwiches and you put them in a Ziploc bag and you go to the beach? Like, this is what I would be eating if I was at this cabin with my friends. We have to have turkey pimento sandwiches. We're swimming, we're in the sun all day, so I'm really setting the vibe with this meal, even though I have it every single day, but it's summertime. Last night we finished Happy Place around like 12:30-ish a.m. and I have 18 hours and 16 minutes left to go on the clock. I will say, okay, I think this might be my favorite Emily Henry book that I have read. I think the reason why this is my favorite Emily Henry book that I've read is because you're flipping timelines between when Wynn and Harriet were a couple and then now when they're not really together and they're like faking this relationship. There was one chapter in particular where she was describing what they were like back in the day. Like, they were so in love, they were just being, everything was so romantic, they were being physical with one each other, like everything was just like so perfect and these two people were so in love and so obsessed with each other. And then it flipped to modern day. I think she woke up from a dream and she was like, well, we're not like that anymore. I feel like flipping timelines and like seeing a couple that's really happy and then a couple that's really sad and not together anymore, that's something that just gets me for some reason. Like, for instance, Wellness by Nathan Hill, because I'm gonna find a way to bring up Wellness by Nathan Hill in every single video. He does that in that book. Like, he's flipping timelines. You see this young couple, new to everything, they're so excited to just do everything together for the first time, and then you see them further down the line and like things just weren't what they were like when they first got together. There's something about just like seeing a couple who was once so excited just like not having the same excitement anymore that just gets me, because you're just like, oh my god, like how did they lose something that was like so perfect and so fun? Like, what went wrong? So I think this is my favorite Emily Henry book for that reason, and of course the reason is that I think it's the saddest one. Not to say the other ones aren't sad, like the other ones have characters that are going through hard things and are also sad, but I think the particular kind of sadness, like a couple being together and then not being together and like losing that spark, I think that kind of sadness scratches my brain. However, I gave this book 3 stars because even though it's my favorite Emily Henry book that I've read, it's not something I am particularly obsessed with. Like, it's not something I'm gonna go out of my way to recommend to people. Like, for me, a 3-star book is just like, yeah, it's a fine book. If the synopsis seems interesting to you, you should read it. It's not something I'm feeling very passionate about. A 4-star book is something I'm gonna recommend with enthusiasm. A 5-star book is something that's my entire personality. I'm going to speak about it whenever I can. So Happy Place for me is a 3-star book. It's not something I'm going to recommend with enthusiasm. I think it's a fine book. If it seems interesting to you, you should definitely read it. So we haven't reached our goal yet of trying to find a 4-star book. With that being said, I think I'm gonna try reading a book by a romance author who I have given 4 stars to. The next book that I think I'm gonna read is Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. I've read 2 other Ali Hazelwood books and I've given both of them 4 stars. Ali Hazelwood is definitely a romance author that clicks with me for some reason. I don't know what it is. So I've been wanting to read more of her books because clearly there's something with her writing style that just speaks to me. The only thing I really know about this book is I think it's a little bit more explicit than her other books. The other 2 books that I've read by her, they really only have like one big sex scene. I think this one has multiple. Our female main character is a girl named Rue. She has good friends, she has a good job, she works at a place called Klein. Our male main character is a guy named Eli. He and his business partners want to take over Klein. I don't know if that means they want to acquire it, if they're trying to like push them out of the business, just like fuck them over. I don't know exactly in what way. Eli and Rue have a secret affair. Obviously this business deal, business drama is going on at the same time, so they keep everything secret. Secret love affair, sleeping with the enemy, that's kind of what we're dealing with. I'm about to start chapter 4, all right? And I already have so many thoughts. I don't even know where to begin. Honestly, they met on a dating app, and I'm not just talking like Hinge, Bumble, Tinder. Like, we are talking something on a scale from like Hinge being I want a committed relationship to Tinder being like I just want to have sex. It's something even more casual than Tinder's reputation. Like, it's like I don't even want to know your name. I knew this book was like more physical and like would have more sex scenes than other Ali Hazelwood books and other popular romance books that you see out there, because I've seen other girls talk about this book online, and a lot of them don't like this book because it is too physical. So going into this, I was just like, okay, we'll probably get like 3 big sex scenes or like 5 big sex scenes. I was just thinking the level of sex scenes was going to increase. I did not know that we were going to get this element of like a casual sex dating app. So I'm understanding why a lot of people start this book and then they're like, whoa, this is not like the romance book that I'm used to. Like, this is just like full on like people meeting up to fuck. Personally, I don't mind the casual dating app of it all, because I feel like my beef with a lot of romance books is that they just feel unrealistic. Like, I feel like the dialogue can get unrealistic. The dialogue can get really cheesy. People don't speak like that. Like, I just feel like a lot of it feels unnatural, especially with a lot of the male main characters, because I feel like so often the love interest in romance books is like a 27-year-old guy. He's financially stable. He's like volunteering on the weekend, and he just has this perfect hair and this perfect, you know what I mean? Like, or if they do have a flaw, it's like, oh, I work too much. I make too much money. Like, my career controls my life. Like, I live in this perfect New York City apartment, and like, I have no time for love. Like, what? Their flaws are such a non-issue sometimes. It's like, okay. And I understand that's why people like them. It's a form of escapism. Dating apps are shitty. If you can turn to a book and you have this perfect book boyfriend, that's fun. I get it. But I feel like sometimes it goes too far in the unrealistic direction. And it's like, okay, there's some sort of middle ground. I do have a point. I'm going to bring it back around. My point is that I don't care about the casual dating app of it all. And I feel like that puts a lot of people off on this book, but I actually really appreciate it because I feel like that's more realistic than what we get with other romance books. Because people meet on dating apps. People go on 2 dates and they have sex and they never speak again. People go on 1 date and they have sex and they never speak again. People go to a bar and they meet a stranger and they have a one-night stand. That's real. That exists. That's hookup culture. And so many romance books just like pretend that that's not a thing. Like, everybody just has these meet cutes. And it's like, all right, it's 2025. So I'm appreciating that. But what I am having an issue with is the way that this man speaks. He is speaking like a serial killer, okay? There's no other way to say it.
The smell of her hair is intoxicating. I want to put it in a perfume. The way her skin is shining in the headlights. I want to take her voice and press it onto vinyl and listen to it day in and day out.
Like, okay, you just met her. When men are saying shit like that in other romance books, when they actually know the girl's personality and haven't just met her, it's romantic because it's like, aw, you love the sound of her voice. That's so sweet. And I know he's just horny. I know what Ali Hazelwood is just trying to communicate is that this man wants to fuck her so badly. Like, I get it. You're meeting up to have sex. You're excited, but we don't need to describe her hair, her voice, her breath, her skin, her body, like, I just feel like there's too many thoughts. Genuinely, and I'm saying this with love, okay, this man needs to get laid if he's having this many thoughts, because it's either giving serial killer or it's giving longest dry spell of your life. If you're having this many thoughts, just play it cool, man. Kind of getting embarrassed for you. It's like, okay, like, have you ever seen a girl? I hope he calms down in the next couple of chapters because it's really taking me out of the experience. Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood this morning. People read other Ali Hazelwood books and then they open this one and they think they're getting another Ali Hazelwood book, and it's very different. I knew that from consuming other people's content about this book, but I think if you were going to the bookstore and you didn't see any of those reviews online, like, you would be kind of shocked. You'd be like, whoa, this is like a completely different tone. So I think that's the issue with this book, is that people pick it up and they're in the wrong headspace. But if you know what you're getting and you're like, okay, I'm about to read an Ali Hazelwood romance book, but there's going to be way more sex scenes and it's going to start off with the physical component before they get into the emotional, you'll like it. Like, you just need to know what you're picking up. I personally appreciated Ali Hazelwood doing the physical component first, because I just don't feel like you see that with a lot of popular romance authors now. And if they are doing that, it's considered more smutty. So I kind of like that this book, people pick it up being like, oh my God, Ali Hazelwood, like a really popular romance book. It's like with all of the big romance books that people talk about, but then it subverts expectations. Like I actually kind of appreciate that. We can have a romance book where someone is interested in having sex with someone and then gets to know them and then falls in love. Love can happen in all ways. Like you don't have to fall in love and then have sex. Like you can have sex and then fall in love. You know what I mean? So I actually appreciate this book being very sex forward. Whether you're waiting 3 months to sleep with someone or you're waiting 3 hours to sleep with someone, like it does not matter. There are girls that are doing both of those options. So I kind of love that we're getting a book where the female main character is, you know, immediately like we are having sex. Like that is the first thing on the table. Like that being said though, like his dialogue was still off-putting. Like it was just like a little bit too 50 Shades of Grey with some of the dialogue in the beginning. It was just like, okay, we're not Christian Grey. Like we just need to relax for 2 seconds. And that level of dialogue did continue throughout the book. It got better as it went on, either because I got used to it or because he actually got to know her and it was like, okay, yeah, like you should be this obsessed with her. Like you like her personality, you're falling in love with her. Like you should be this obsessed with her, but it still was absurd at certain points. Like I remember I was 42% in. I actually wrote this in a Goodreads review, is that like within 3 sentences, in one sentence, he was talking about science and work. The next sentence, he was talking about laundry. And then the next sentence, he was talking about doing anal with her. And I was like, okay, this man is all over the place. He's like, oh my God, I have to do my taxes, but I also have to fuck my girl in 5 different positions. It's like, let's just like one step at a time, act normal. I need you guys to act normal. I gave this book 3 stars, even though I like what it's doing and I like that we're getting the physical before the emotional. Like I think I would like to see more of that from popular romance authors and like giving us a sex scene earlier on. If you like Ali Hazelwood, if you just want a little bit more sex in an Ali Hazelwood book, I think that you'll enjoy this. But I just did not like the male main character and like the way he spoke. And I also saw the plot twist, like the other thing going on other than the romance. I saw where that was going pretty early on. So that also just like didn't do it for me. We have not found a 4-star book yet, unfortunately. We have about 11, 12-ish hours left on our clock, which is crazy. I think I know which one I want to read. Okay. And I think this one has the potential to be a 4-star book because it's not like a cookie cutter romance book. Like it is a romance book, but well, I'm just going to show you guys. We are reading Magnolia Parks. This has been such a long time coming. Some of you might remember if you've been watching me for a while, but about a year ago, I was in London and I bought the entire series, just flat out. I did get all 5 Magnolia Parks books. I might hate the series. I hope I don't. I might though. Have not read a single book. I just love the way that they look. I bought the entire series. I put them back in my suitcase. My bags were so heavy. I think I just fit these all in my carry-on. Like I just bought so many books and just stuffed my carry-on. My carry-on was heavier than my checked bag. I think this has the potential to be more than a 3-star book for me because this is a very loved series. It's very highly rated. It's also a romance book, but it's more toxic. Like I think there's some shitty things going on. What's the point in filming that angle if I'm not showing our gorgeous stained glass? Like that is like the whole reason I live in this house. Not like the whole reason, but it is kind of like the biggest reason I fell in love with this house. That's so much prettier. Like, look how much prettier this entire shot is. Anyways, we are going to read Magnolia Parks. I am so excited to get into the Magnolia Parks universe, the MPU, as the kids call it online. Very excited, also very nervous. I own the entire series, so if I don't like this book, what am I gonna do with all of those other books that I own? These books are so pretty. Like this is the most gorgeous cover I've ever seen. I miss London so much. I think reading this book might be torture. Also, it might be good for me, but I think it's gonna be torture. Sarah's actually in London right now, so I am living vicariously through her a little bit. She's telling me everything that she's doing and like what restaurants, what coffee shops and stuff she's going to. I miss it. I miss it so much. If you guys don't know what this book is about, it's just about like a very toxic couple who's very back and forth living in London. It's like a British Gossip Girl. That's the synopsis. Like her name is Magnolia Parks, his name is BJ Ballantyne, and they're meant to be, but also they're awful to each other. Everyone wish me luck, okay? We're gonna dive in. took a little bit of a break from reading because I read the first book in one day. I read the second book on the second day. I just didn't want to do a third full day of reading. We had a few rainy days, which was really good reading weather, but it was also really good editing weather because I was just editing this video, but I've edited pretty much everything that I can edit at this point, so it's time to get back to reading. So I started this book today. I've been reading for about 2 hours. I did start it the other day, but I only read like 10 pages and then I put it down and decided to pivot to editing instead of reading. But I read those 10 pages again. So I essentially started it today. So I've been reading for about 2-ish hours. I'm on page 125, which is chapter 18. So far, I'm really liking it. Like, I really, really need to speak to BJ. Like, I need him to grow up. Like, I feel really bad for him in some moments, but I'm also like, I need you to just grow up. Like, genuinely grow up. I don't really like him, okay, which I know is kind of the point. Like, he's kind of an asshole, but he's kind of charming. Also, like, they're so compatible, but they're awful to each other. Like, I'm understanding it, but right now, I want better for Magnolia. I met Daisy Hates a few chapters ago, which was fun because I know there's future books about her. It's still pretty early on in the book. I mean, I've gotten a lot of info, but I feel like, you know, the big twists or like the big things haven't happened yet. There's a lot of names of things being thrown around, like brands, restaurants, bars. In the beginning, that was definitely something to get used to because it'll be a long sentence where it's like she's wearing Prada shirt, a Miu Miu skirt, Chanel loafers, Gucci purse, this kind of jacket. She just went to go eat at this fancy place. She's going to this bar. She got her hair done at this salon. Like, it's just like naming a lot of places. Now that I've gotten used to it, I'm really enjoying it because it's all things that I can look up. Like, at one point she mentioned like Prada's 2017 fall collection, and I like looked it up to see what that looked like. Or like the Dorchester was a place where like a fight broke out, and so I was like, ooh, I want to see where that is on the map. So I'm kind of enjoying looking up all of the different bars and stuff. It definitely like takes time away from the reading because I'm like pausing to be like, okay, wait, I need to get a visual on this bar or like this restaurant. It's kind of fun. Like, I have my laptop open and I have the book open because I just like want to be able to visualize it really well. We'll check in a little while once we're further into the story, but as of right now, I'm definitely enjoying it. I've known for a while like who this mysterious person is. If you've read this book, you're like trying to figure out who this one person is, and I feel like I've known for a while, but at one point they kind of tried to throw us off the trail and they mentioned this other person's name that we haven't met. So I was kind of like, okay, maybe I was wrong, but I'm just like thinking about if this were Gossip Girl, what the answer would be, and I feel like I just know who it is. But now I can't find the page where that random name was mentioned because I want to go back and read it again to see if it was worded in a way that's throwing us off the trail, but also worded in a way that's confirming that it's not that person. I don't know. I can't find it now, unfortunately. It has to be this person that I'm thinking of because there was just an incident where they were all at this club, and just the way that these two characters were interacting, I'm like, it literally has to be this one person. If this were an episode of Gossip Girl, like, it's just like so clear who it is. So I'm kind of waiting for that shoe to drop. I feel like that's going to be kind of like the big blow up thing that happens in the book, because the entirety of the book has been just them going around in circles, like BJ and Magnolia. We have to decide, like, what are we doing here? Like, the whole book is so toxic and so just like, will they, won't they? They just keep going back and forth, and it's happened so many times at this point in this book that I am kind of over it. They shouldn't be together. Like, this is not a mature relationship. Like, we just shouldn't be doing any of this. The story itself is like kind of repeating itself. Like, nothing's really happening. You're at chapter 32, same as chapter 1. Like, you really didn't miss much. Like, you could start this book halfway through and I feel like you would you could. They just are going in circles is what I'm trying to say. So Magnolia has like every single boy in London obsessed with her and in love with her, and it's just like, that's just not really relatable. I'm so sorry that you're dealing with like all of these men, all of these like hot, rich men wanting you so badly. Like, I feel so bad for her. Like, that must be so difficult. People always describe this as a British Gossip Girl, and they're not wrong. Like, this is so British Gossip Girl, and I love Gossip Girl. We recently rewatched it from the beginning, like binged every single season, so I'm kind of fresh. It's similar to Gossip Girl, just like with the way that they live. Like, they're all rich, they're all hot, they've all been friends for forever, they all hang out with each other, they have all of this drama, like who's sleeping with who. We're going on an extravagant vacation, a fight's gonna break out, even the adults have their own drama, you know? And it's also similar to Gossip Girl in the sense that like, it's not anything profound. Like, it's not high art. No one's gonna claim it's like the best written show. Like, Gossip Girl has so many mistakes, plot holes, like things that don't line up. Blake Lively is accidentally wearing like a pair of sweatpants in an episode. Like, there are so many mistakes in Gossip Girl. This book also has so many issues, but there's something about it. It's just like an acquired taste. Like, it's not the best TV show ever made. It's not, like, objectively, like, it can't be. It can't be. It has so many issues, but also Gossip Girl is like kind of one of the best TV shows ever made. How do I even put into words my love for Gossip Girl? This hasn't reached like Gossip Girl level status for me. Like, I'm not like loving this in the way that I love Gossip Girl. It is similar to Gossip Girl in the sense that it's not profound, it's not high art, but there's something about it that like makes me like it. And I definitely want to read the entire series. Okay, like maybe this could reach the level of love for Gossip Girl once I read the entire series. But I also think with a book like this, or with a story like this of like rich hot people, like it really is fun to look at it on screen. Like Gossip Girl is so fun to see what they're wearing, see just like hot people be hot, like see hot people get into fights, to, you know, go eat at these fancy places, whatever. This is a TV show would be amazing, and I bet they're gonna make one. Like, how could they not? Kind of can't stand it, kind of loving it, definitely want to read the entire series. I finished Magnolia Parks yesterday, and I'm very excited to say that I rated this book 4 stars. We found a 4-star book. Last time we spoke, I think I had like 100-ish pages left. And I will say, okay, the person who I thought it was them. So I did see the ending coming. I wish I hadn't, because it's always more fun when you don't see the ending coming. Like, I was kind of hating that I knew it was that person for so long, because it did make the ending less enjoyable. I rated this book 4 stars because everything that I said before, like this book, it's entertaining. Like, it is entertaining. Like, it's not the best book ever, but it didn't fall flat for me. Even though I was kind of annoyed at points, like I was very entertained. I definitely want to keep reading the series, and it's something I would recommend to people. Like, there's something about it that's fun. I like reading about rich hot people being rich and hot. My favorite things about this book, I liked how messy they were. I liked like imagining all of the places, all of the things that they were wearing. They mentioned a few places that I've actually been to. Magnolia lives in Holland Park. People like take pictures next to the sign where she lives. I've actually been to Holland Park, which I wasn't really realizing until I like went to my photos and like went to my photo map on my phone, and I was seeing all the places that I took photos. I literally have photos of the guy, the statue that it's named after, and they also have like these Kyoto gardens and stuff, and they have peacocks walking around. Like, I've been to Holland Park. They also mentioned Rye at one point, which is a town like in the English countryside that me and Sarah went to. They mentioned Magnolia and BJ like going to Rye, I guess, on a little vacation. So I was like, oh my god, that's so crazy that they've been to Rye. Like, I've been to Rye. So I really enjoyed like reading about all the locations and reading about like what they're wearing, all of that stuff. Like, it was just so fun. Even though they are so toxic and they just like need to stop doing this back and forth, there were some lines in there about not being able to get over someone or not being able to let someone go that honestly was really sad. Like, there was one line in particular on page 235. Okay, I'm gonna leave out a few sentences in the middle of all of it, but just listen. How many loves do we get in a lifetime? I really don't know anymore. My heart's racing so fast now, and the dam is building, and there are all sorts of love in this world, and mine is killing me, I think. The task at hand fails to keep my mind off him, and I hate what that says about me and him and us, because maybe I'll never be free. And do you know what? It's not even sexy stuff. It's him brushing his teeth in my bathroom, toothbrush hanging out of his mouth as he tries to peek in the shower wall at me, him yelling at me every time I knock my water bottle over in the middle of the night. That really got me, because that is, oh my god, not me tearing up. Because that is so true. Like, when you're in love with someone, it's not like, obviously you're gonna miss everything. Like, you're gonna miss the big things and the small things, but the small things that happen every single day, like him looking at you while he's brushing his teeth, like that is the shit that's gonna get you. And it's so natural that you don't even think about it happening, but the second it's taken away, it's like, oh my god. Of course, you're also gonna miss the big things like Thanksgiving or Christmas or those things that happen once a year, but the things that happen every single day are actually like the biggest deal, and are actually the things that like you have grown to love so much and you don't even realize it. So even though I really needed Magnolia to just like stop caring about him, I really appreciated the lines where she was describing like how difficult it was to get someone out of your head and get someone out of your life when like they have been there for so long and you've grown so accustomed to just how they weave into your own life. Like, some of those lines really got me. And also just the whole idea of how many loves do you get in a lifetime, like that's kind of like the catchphrase with this book. Like, obviously it's on the back, it's like on one of the first pages here. How many loves do you get in a lifetime? Such a good question, such a scary question. When you're going through a breakup, you're fed this narrative of like, oh, you're gonna find someone better, they're gonna love you 10 times as much, you're gonna love them 10 times as much. Like, you won't believe how different it'll be and how much better it will be. And while that's true, when you're in it, it's very scary, because it's like, okay, how can you guarantee that? So some of those emotions in the book that were explored, I really liked. We found 2 3-star books in this video. We found 1 4-star book. I will admit, okay, I have about 2 to 3 hours left on my timer, but I'm done, y'all. Okay, I can't finish a full book in that amount of time. I don't really want to read half a book. Like, we're done. To wrap up my thoughts on romance as a genre, because as I was reading all of these books, I was really trying to think, like, what is it that makes me like a book or not like a book? One thing is that I don't like happy endings, okay, which I already knew this about myself. I mentioned it at the beginning of the video. A lot of romance books have a happy ending. Like, there's a certain kind of romance book. Not every single romance book has a happy ending, but most of them that I feel like are popular have a happy ending. Not that it needs to be the most depressing ending ever. It doesn't have to be like an awful sad ending, but if it is ending with a couple being like, and then they live together, okay? It doesn't have to be this like everything's perfect, everything worked out. Like it needs to be a little bit more realistic. That's nothing new. Like I've already known that about myself. Like once I got back into reading and I was reading a bunch of these romances that kind of follow that same formula and all end up and then they lived happily ever after. Like I've known that that's not my style. Another thing I've been thinking about that I can't even fully put into words yet, so forgive me if I'm like stumbling over my words, but the idea of reality versus escapism. I've realized if I'm getting characters, like characters from Happy Place that feel like people I could know, like they're friends from college, they feel like people I could have known in college, people I could meet at school, meet at work, whatever. Like if they're feeling like people that are similar to me, I don't want that book to feel like escapism. I don't want to be sold this like glossy, sugar-coated story of like, oh, everything works out in the end. Like I want that to be a little bit more grounded and acknowledge reality a little bit more. But if it's a book that's a fantasy book or something like Magnolia Parks where they're like the 0.001%, like they're living a life that I don't know anything about and I'm never gonna know about, I don't want that to be grounded in reality. Like I want you to be the most absurd. So it's me not liking happy endings, but it's also this feeling of being told a story that's me in slightly better lighting. If it's gonna be me in the book, I want it to be me in the book. Like I don't want everything to end up perfectly because my life is still going. I want some acknowledgement like the story keeps going and like life is hard and things don't always work out and like life isn't ever tied up in a perfect bow. Like it never is. Like obviously like things can work out, like you can fall in love, like you can live a happy life, but like life is messy and hard. As you guys know, my favorite genre, which is a made up genre that I came up with, is girl in her 20s who doesn't know what she's doing. Those are books that have girls that feel like me, that feel like girls I could know, and they're not selling this like glossy, sugar-coated story. They're telling you a story about life is hard. Life's not perfect. It's not always happy. We have happy moments, but like life is hard. I don't know if that made any sense. Okay, maybe I'll try one more time to put that in a sentence, but I think if it's me in the book, I want it to be honest. I don't want to be sold a fake story. And if it's not me in the book, if it feels like people that I don't know, people that I could never know, worlds that don't exist, tell me whatever you want to tell me. Sell me a fake story, be crazy, be absurd. I don't care because that's not my life. I don't know anything about that. I don't know if that made any sense, okay? But this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've always wanted to make a 24-hour challenge like this because I've watched a lot of these videos and they've always seemed really fun. So I hope you guys liked it. As always, you can follow me on all of my socials. I post everywhere, specifically with books. I'm on Goodreads and Fable. If you want to see real-time updates about me reading any book at any point, you can see what I'm currently reading. I would love for you guys to comment any of your thoughts about these specific books or any of your thoughts on like what you look for in a book. Do you like happy endings? Do you hate happy endings? Do you like when characters are similar to you? Do you like when they're very different from you? If they are similar or different, do you want to be told, you know, a sugar-coated story, or do you want it to feel really grounded in reality? Let me know. And I think with that, this is goodbye.